This time the Quick Speed Shop, I'm back in the shop with the Dodge. I got the hood up. We're going to do a separate video on that because I got into it and it got all out of hand. So today we're going to work on some other things. We're going to work on the doors. I've got the door panels. They're all trash plastic. We're going to get some SEM paint out. We're going to paint them. When I put this thing on the first drive a couple videos ago, it kind of wandered. So I got a steering damper, steering stabilizer from Summit. We're going to put that on it. And we're going to do some installation. It's probably a little bit of a quick one here because I'm going to pull all the carburetor stuff I had originally in this video out and do a separate video because it's going to get a little bit long into tuning and disaster. So this is going to be just working on door panels and put the steering damper on, which is kind of cool, and a couple other things. And then we'll wrap it up with that. I'm still trying to tune it, so that'll be next time. I'm getting ready to paint the door panels, and I want to put some Killmat in the doors. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, my glasses. Oh, I see. I need to get some new weather stripping for this, especially this door. Shot, and the glasses coming out of there, but I want to put some Killmat in the doors to get rid of some of the tinniness in the doors. I can slap some in here and just cut some sheets and stick it inside the doors there. It's already got some, actually, it's already got some soundproofing on the outside. It doesn't there, but try to quiet it up a little bit. So I'm going to work on that. Yeah. I also want to start getting ready to paint my door panels. These are the original door panels. Unfortunately, I need a driver's side armrest. This one is all rusted out and shot. The passenger side is also rusty. I don't know if they repop these or not, but you can see how faded the door panels were. They used to be about that color, and now they're faded out to this. I have some SEM paint here, and I think it's Palomino. Yeah, that I painted the dash with there. And we're going to paint the door panels with that too. I got the door panels ready to paint here. Look, I took the armrests off. This is the driver's side one. It's shot, rusted right in half. And then the passenger one is rougher. These are super hard to find. You can find the passenger side ones on eBay, and they want a lot of money for them, like over 50 bucks. But the driver's side, because they get ruined being on the driver's side, can't find them. These brackets go underneath the door panels. You can see how rusty they are. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to make my own out of like wood and maybe cover them with cloth and a little bit of foam, or just leave them wood and finish them, something for there. But I got the door panels all scuffed up with Scotch-Brite and wiped off with wax and grease remover. What I got here is the SEM paint Palomino 15323. This is special vinyl paint for painting interior parts and stuff like that, car trim, and I think you can paint like the plastic carpet and stuff. Let's see how she goes. This isn't exactly the original color, but it's a color I picked with the dash and stuff. And it's close. The original color, I think, on the door panels and stuff was caramel. And this is close to it. But it's going to be, everything will match and be one color. But I just kind of like fog it on. Get like a guide coat going. And these door panels aren't the best. There's scratches and the plastic is coming off some places. But I scuffed them up the best I could. And we'll just... Man, this thing's not spraying that good. We'll just blow the paint on it, put a couple of good coats on it, probably like 3 or 4 coats, and they'll last for quite a while. They'll look 100 times better than they do right now. We'll Palomino them up. It's always hard pointing a spray can down. I don't really have any way to hang these like up in the air, so we got to do what we got to do here. But they'll slowly become the right color. All right, bam, check that out. After like 5 coats, I burned up 1.5 cans. They're palomino colored. As you can still see, you know, the damaged spots where the plastic's all deteriorated, but at least they are one color, not all faded. And they'll match the dashboard, so they'll look good. They'll be, you know, this will make it a little bit more durable. I laid it on good on the top. You can see how rough the plastic is on a driver's side one, but it is what it is. Bam, painted. So now I think I want to get in here. It's getting late though. I gotta wrap it up soon. I want to do some of that, what do you call it, Dynamat. I think I can get my hand on the inside. What's that like? Is that dirty? I'm going to try to stick some on the inside of this panel, take some of this tinniness out of there. I was going to do the inside of the doors, like I said, but they've already got some kind of coating on them. They're like anti-thing. I might stick some on, I don't know. I want to use a little bit of that stuff to cover up these old holes from this truck had like 16 different sets of mirrors on it, so I want to stick over them to keep water from coming in the door. So I might just put a piece in the whole door, but it's not really that tinny. But back here I did it. That's a lot quieter. That's not too bad. I don't know. I'll get the stuff out and stick it in there. I can cut this Killmat in half and put a couple pieces on there. So if I just fold it halfway on itself, it'll give me an idea. Right about there. Boom. Stick it in here. Where's the roller? I can probably get can I put the door against here? Get the roller in here, sort of. Ow, it's sharp. What was that? That's better. Oh yeah. Just put a couple pieces of that in there. Quiet this old door right down. I love this Killmat stuff. It's like $54 for 2 boxes, I think. Like 36. Ouch, that's sharp. 36 square feet, and I put it on everything now. This truck's got a lot of it in the roof. If you watch the roof video I did, I swapped the roof skin. It's got it in the roof. It's got it in the back of the cab, in the part of the floor under the seat. Now I got it in the doors. It's the bomb diggity. Actually, I can put this whole panel right in here, I think. Peel it right off. One shot. There we go. Get up in there. Oop, oop, oop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Ouch. Ouch. Get in there. Almost there. There we go. Even if you just put one like this on the center of the door, it you know, it doesn't have to cover the entire thing. It still adds quite a bit of sound damping. Ow. Oh yeah. That quieted the door down a lot. Now what does it sound like? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's awesome. So I'm just going to do the same thing the other door. I'll do this down here, and I'll put a panel in the center of the other door, and then we'll be all Killmatted out on our old Dodge here. The door panels are dry. It's been a couple days, so they're dry here. I would put them on right now, but I haven't done anything with the armrests yet. And what I think I might just do, where is it? I had a piece. I've lost it. Anyways, I think I just might take a 2x4 and carve out the shape of the armrests out of the 2x4 and like roll the edges over with sandpaper. Just make 1.5 inches tall, which would be about the size-ish of the original armrests. Just make them out of wood and put the hand grab in here, because this, part is where you pull the door closed, but there's also the pull up here. Anyways, make an armrest out of just wood, because like I said, you can't, the driver's side ones, they all probably look like this. They're impossible to find. You can find some passenger side ones, but they're big bucks on eBay. So probably just make some wooden ones, and I can put the door panels back on. I noticed on the drive last time that the truck, I wouldn't say it wanders, but you get a little bit of bump steer with the Dana 44 front end and the big tires, the 33-inch tires. Got a little bit of bump steer. It wasn't real bad, but the truck wanted to wander around a little bit. It's got new tie rod ends and stuff, but those big tires, it's just a little bit of an issue with wanting to wander around. So when I was ordering that stuff from Summit, I ordered a Skyjacker steering stabilizer. So let's go ahead and open that up. And what it is basically is a shock absorber that goes on the tie rod, and it just helps with, it gives a little resistance on steering back and forth so your front end doesn't wander around. I went with a generic one here. It's a Skyjacker, and we've got rough country suspension. I could have got a rough country one, I guess, but this one was a decent price on Summit. I want to say it was $75, and it came with a mounting bracket. Like if you buy like a Rancho steering stabilizer or whatever, it's like $75 just for the stabilizer, and then it's an extra like $60 for the mounting kit. So this is a little bit cheaper. It's going to come with a Skyjacker sticker. We'll put that on there once they get on there. $9,000. But what I wanted was I need the small end to clamp onto the tie rod end. But sometimes you can get these, they look like a regular shock absorber with a rubber thing. This one I wanted a single stake mount, and I'll open this up in a second, but what I'm going to do is bolt this usually bolts to the frame. I've got the plow frame under the front of the truck, and I'll show you in a second how it's going to work out. But the bracket's going to bolt to the plow frame. It's going to work out mint to have this steering stabilizer on there. So for the tie rod end, you get this metal bracket here, and it basically, let's see, how is it going to go like this? The U-bolts go through it, the small U-bolts. Like that, it clamps onto the tie rod end here, right? And then the end of the steering stabilizer with the boot will go on there with the bushing, and that'll be your tie rod end. Then the other side has this bracket that would clamp onto the axle tube, like this. All right, I jumped ahead here a little bit because I got carried away. I mounted the steering stabilizer. I ended up using the axle bracket because it actually works out pretty good. I went and I straddled the shock mount over here on the driver's side, and I've just put it together kind of loosely without the boot on so you can see what's going on. The stroke on the steering damper is 9 inches long, so I pulled the shaft out 4.5 to center it up, and I've got the bracket mount over here. I just use regular nuts now just so I'm mocking it up. The kit comes with nylock nuts, so once I get it mocked up and make sure it's going to clear all right, I'll go ahead and put the nylock nuts on it and the boot. But as you can see, it kind of mounts behind the tie rod. And what I want to do is get the floor jack and just jack up the axle real fast, get the tires off the ground so I can turn them without really any resistance and see if the clearance between the damper and the tie rod changes. The tie rod should get closer to the axle as the wheels turn, but the damper should move also closer to the axle. I just got to make sure on the bracket end down here we don't have any hitting issues when this thing goes full. I guess turns all the way to the right. So let's back this up. I'll get the jack out, the wheels. I took the weight off the wheel. Let's go ahead and turn the wheels and see if we get any issues. I can't see. Where are you guys? I got to get up there. Turning the wheel all the way to the right, which should... Let's see. Oh yeah, no problem. Still got clearance here. Still got like a 1/4 inch of clearance between the tie rod and the damper on that side. Ow, let's turn it this way. What's that noise? Oh shoot. I just puked I overfilled the power steering pump just a little bit. Oh God, it's raining. I overfilled the power steering pump a little bit by accident, and just cycling it there, it just puked power steering fluid out of the pump all down the front of the engine, right onto the ground. Fan-freaking-tastic. I think everything looks good. See from this, oh, got a light shining on you. See from the side here, we got the bracket. I'll try to block the light for you. Got the brackets good, everything clears. Got a little bit of clearance, about a 1/4 inch clearance between there. So we should be good there with a steering stabilizer, or damper, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to go ahead and lock the bracket down. So I'm going to go ahead and lock everything down where it is now. Put the nylock nuts on there, but that should help with the wandering on the road. It should, like I said, it didn't wander very much, but I could tell it was a little loosey-goosey with the, I'm sure the steering box is not the tightest because it's old, and with the big tires and stuff, this damper will just add just a little bit of stability to it. It's good there. I'll take the brackets, I'll just tighten them down with the nylock nuts in the kit and put the boot on it, and we'll have, and a sticker, and we'll have a steering stabilizer, steering damper to damp, D-A-M-P, damp, not dampen, just damp the action. All right, I got the boot installed, and I put the sticker on there, which is a super cool sticker because it's like, you can see through it. It looks pretty neat. But this guy is installed, and that will make our steering, like I said, a little nicer where it won't want to wander around on the road with these tires and stuff like that. So kind of a shorter one today, just working on the doors, painting the door panels on. I haven't made the door armrests yet out of wood. I'm going to do that, but I got into tuning my carburetor, and I got all distracted. It's a complete disaster, but I was able to figure it out with the magic of the Holley jet plate. So stay tuned next time. You'll see, I'll figure it out what I did. Sent myself down the wrong road, but then I recovered. So anyways, that's in the next video. But I think I'm going to really like having the steering damper on once I get the truck so I can actually drive it, which I'm working on right now. I think it'll help with the steering. The door panels look mint. The doors are sound insulated. Get them in, and then I'm just going to, like I said, carve some armrests out of wood. I'll just paint them, probably the tan, bolt them on with a couple of self-tappers through the bottom. Get the door panels on, one step closer on the interior. I got some electrical gremlins. I got to pull the dash back out. I don't have any power going to most of the dash for some reason. I don't know why. The turn signal indicators don't work. The four-way flasher doesn't flash at all. The horn doesn't work. None of the dash lights work. The fuel gauge doesn't work. The coolant gauge seems to work a little bit, and the voltmeter gauge works, but the other gauges and lights don't work. None of the lights work, so got to figure that out. I got a bad wiper motor. I think there's rust falling out of it. I tested power. I got power to the wiper motor. I got to work on that. Got a whole bunch of issues here, but just did this little trinket work here, getting the door panels on. It's one step closer, get them guys on there, and the Dodge is one step closer. So thanks for watching this one. I'm going to get right back into it. I got to tune this Holly. I found a big mistake that I bought this carburetor rebuilt from a guy, and they did me dirty, and I didn't catch it, and it screwed me big time. But I figured it out, and I'm working on it. So that'll be the next video. But this one was stuff, so they can't all be like Megastar ones, I guess. But steering stabilizer, that's important. So anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm tuning that carburetor. Hopefully it's going to work great once I figured it out. And we'll see you then. Bam, here at the Quick Speed Shop.